Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right? Visualizing, affirming, meditating, yet the life you truly desire still feels just out of reach. You start to wonder, what am I missing? Here's the truth most never realize. Your reality doesn't change because you're working harder or wanting more. It shifts the moment you stop believing the lie that you're separate from what you seek. This one belief, that you're disconnected from your desires, from abundance, from love, from the quantum field itself, is the invisible thread that holds your current reality in place. It's the lie that says, I have to chase, strive, or earn my way there. And it's this very lie that keeps you in a vibrational loop of lack, waiting, and wondering. But what if you could collapse the gap right now? What if the field around you was simply waiting for you to remember, you are it, you already are the frequency. This isn't just spiritual poetry, it's quantum law. The universe doesn't respond to your words, it responds to your coherence, the internal harmony between your energy, your beliefs, and your identity. In this video, you're going to uncover the energetic architecture of this lie and the profound shift. So stay with me, because once you see it, you can't unsee it. And once you feel the shift, reality has no choice but to rearrange in your favor. This is where effort ends and alignment begins. This is where you stop chasing and start radiating. This is the turning point. Let's dive into the illusion and dissolve it. Most people on the manifestation path hit a wall, not because they lack discipline, clarity, or desire, but because they're unknowingly operating from a fractured frequency. They wake up with vision boards taped to the mirror, mantras whispered with hope, and a schedule filled with rituals, yet deep inside, there's a current of doubt, separation, and need. This is the hidden contradiction. You cannot manifest abundance from the frequency of lack. You cannot become love while believing you're not enough. You cannot receive while your energy is still chasing. This is the lie at the root of misalignment. The belief that your desire exists out there, somewhere in the distant future, separate from who you are right now. But the quantum field doesn't recognize distance or time in the way we've been taught. It doesn't respond to effort. It responds to frequency. Think of the quantum field as an infinite sea of potential, a mirror of consciousness, where every version of reality already exists. You're not trying to create something from scratch. You're simply tuning your inner signal, like adjusting a radio dial, so you lock into the frequency of the reality where your desire is already true. When your energy says it's not here yet, the field reflects back that absence. When your being radiates, I am it now, the field must comply. Why? Because it's law. Just as gravity never forgets to pull, the quantum field never fails to mirror your most coherent frequency. But coherence doesn't come from overthinking, forcing, or hustling. In fact, those actions often generate the opposite effect. They produce static. Imagine trying to hear a specific radio station while constantly twisting the dial out of anxiety or doubt. You get noise, chaos, fragments. The station is still broadcasting, but you're too out of tune to receive it. This is the invisible struggle. Many are energetically shouting at the universe with a signal that says, I'm not there yet, all while wondering why nothing changes. And here's the deeper truth. The field is not judging you. It's not testing you. It's not withholding anything from you. It's simply matching you. So the question becomes, what are you actually broadcasting beneath the surface? Not just the words you say or the affirmations you recite, but the emotional and vibrational reality you're living in moment by moment. When you live in a state of becoming, you postpone the arrival. When you embody the state of being, the field reorganizes around you. This is why stillness is not passivity. It's power. Silence isn't emptiness. It's alignment. Joe Dispenza teaches that the quantum field responds not to what we want, but to who we are being. Neville Goddard said, assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Abraham Hicks calls it the art of allowing. The thread between all of them is this: stop reaching and start resonating. Let go of the lie that you must do more to become worthy, and remember, you were never unworthy in the first place. The shift begins when you stop trying to get and begin to generate. Not from the mind, but from the soul. Not to impress the field, but to mirror its very essence. This is not about faking a smile or pretending everything is fine. It's about becoming energetically honest, asking yourself, what would the version of me who already lives this reality feel, think, choose right now? And then becoming that. Because the field isn't waiting on your effort, it's waiting on your coherence. Let's go deeper into the silent mechanics of how your reality rearranges the moment you stop believing you are separate from it. Because the transformation doesn't happen when you want it. It happens when you embody it. Neville Goddard once said, "Change your conception of yourself and you will automatically change the world in which you live." He wasn't speaking metaphorically. He was speaking in quantum terms. When your identity shifts, your frequency shifts. And when your frequency shifts, the quantum field has no choice but to mirror that new signal. You see, the quantum field is not a faraway dimension. It's the canvas of right now. It's the invisible intelligence behind synchronicity, intuition, and alignment. It doesn't listen to the noise of your doubts. It listens to the consistency of your signal. Imagine standing in front of a mirror, trying to smile, but only if the reflection smiles first. Sounds ridiculous, right? Yet this is how many approach manifestation. I'll feel abundant when I see money. I'll feel loved when someone chooses me. I'll trust when life gives me a reason. But the mirror only reflects, you must be first. The mechanism is simple. Frequency precedes form. You must become the vibration of your desire before the evidence appears. Not as performance, not as pretense, but as a stable inner truth. This is where most people stumble. They try to manifest from desperation instead of resonance. Desperation says, I need this to happen so I can feel whole. Resonance says, I feel whole, and so this naturally happens. Do you feel the difference? Joe Dispenza describes this shift as reconditioning the body to a new mind. In other words, teaching your nervous system to feel the future now. When you do this consistently, your brain doesn't know the difference between the memory of the past and the vision of the future. And the quantum field? It responds to that feeling as fact. This is how alignment works. Your body becomes the antenna, your emotions become the electricity, and your intention the broadcast. But here's where resistance creeps in. The old self clings to survival. It tells you you're faking it. It whispers that it's unsafe to believe without proof. It demands evidence before surrender. And if you listen, you stay in the loop, manifesting versions of your past again and again. Abraham Hicks calls this offering a mixed vibration, sending out a signal of desire while simultaneously doubting it. The result? Static, interference, misalignment. You say yes, but your energy says maybe. You declare abundance, but your emotions scream. So how do you shift? You start by stilling the noise. You stop performing for the field and start communing with it. You choose stillness not as inaction, but as energetic clarity. You become available to the version of reality already vibrating at your desired frequency. Imagine you're a tuning fork. When struck, your tone resonates and influences every object in your vicinity vibrating on a similar frequency. This is entrainment. The moment your internal frequency stabilizes, your environment begins to recalibrate. People change, opportunities arise, timing syncs, not by chance, but by coherence. That's why alignment isn't something you do, it's something you are. It's not about becoming a monk or meditating 8 hours a day. It's about moment-to-moment awareness, catching yourself when you slip back into lack mode, recalling the feeling of being already chosen, already whole, already free. When you walk into a room as your future self, when you speak, breathe, and move from that reality, you become magnetic. The field bends, not because you're demanding it, but because you're matching it. This is quantum causality flipped on its head. The cause is not what you do, it's what you become. So ask yourself, who am I being right now? And is that version aligned with the life I say I want? If not, What belief am I still clinging to? Whose voice am I still listening to? Because the moment you stop believing the lie that you're separate from your desire, you allow the truth to take root. And the truth is this: the reality you seek is already coded in your field. Waiting, vibrating, whispering. Not someday, but now. So you've awakened to the truth. Your reality shifts not through force but through frequency. But how do you stay there? How do you remain aligned when the world around you still echoes your old signal? How do you hold the vibration of your new self when doubt, fear, and the past try to pull you back? This is where most people lose the thread. They touch the feeling once during meditation, or glimpse the future self for a few moments during visualization, but then the outside world whispers louder. The bank account still low, the relationship still distant, the body still tired. And so they slip, not because they failed, but because they didn't yet understand this one thing. Stability is the signal. You don't need to feel perfect. You don't need to be high-vibed 24/7. You just need to return to coherence faster. You need to recognize when your frequency wobbles and gently bring it back. That is the real mastery. Not controlling reality, but choosing your state despite it. Here's how you begin to live from that level. 1. Breathe before you react. When doubt creeps in, or fear knocks at your chest, pause. Breathe slowly. Let the emotion pass through you without identity. This is not denial, it's redirection. Joe Dispenza teaches breathwork as a tool to reset the nervous system and anchor the body into the present. Each breath is a vote for your future self. 2. Embody your desired state. Don't wait for the money to feel abundant. Don't wait for the lover to feel love. Choose one action each day that your future self would naturally take. Dress the way they would. Walk with their posture. Speak with their calmness. Your biology rewires itself through repetition, and your reality starts responding accordingly. 3. Anchor with ritual, not routine. Create sacred anchors throughout your day. Moments where you return to your signal. That could be placing your hand on your heart before opening your laptop, a conscious sip of coffee with the affirmation, "I am already receiving," or closing your eyes at night and thanking the version of you who already lives the vision. Make your life a series of energetic bookmarks that remind the field who you are. 4. Use contrast as confirmation. When old patterns resurface or external resistance appears, don't panic. This is feedback, not failure. It's the field asking, "Are you really this new frequency?" Respond with alignment, and the pattern dissolves. React, fear, and it recycles. Each contrast is a checkpoint, a chance to reaffirm who you are. 5. Speak from the end, not the middle. When talking about your dreams, speak from the vibration of completion, not effort. Instead of, "I hope to launch my business," say, "I'm aligning with a business that lights me up." Instead of, "I'm trying to heal," say, "I'm remembering what wholeness feels like." Your language imprints your field. Choose words that match your becoming. 6. Forgive the backslides. There will be days you forget, moments you spiral, times when the old self pulls you back into survival. That's okay. Don't collapse into shame. Simply remember, alignment is a choice renewed moment. You are never starting over, only restarting the signal. The field never holds grudges. Neither should you. 7. Rehearse the reality until it's natural. Neville Goddard called it living in the end. That means mentally, emotionally, and spiritually rehearsing the feeling of already being there until it becomes your normal. Your subconscious doesn't know the difference between imagined and real experience. When the feeling becomes familiar, the field mirrors it into form. 8. Let stillness do the heavy lifting. In a world addicted to action, stillness is radical. It tells the universe, "I trust." In stillness, you tune deeper. You listen to intuition. You merge with the signal of the field. Sometimes the most powerful shift is sitting quietly and radiating the frequency of enoughness. Because here's the secret. You're not here to manifest the future. You're here to collapse into it, through presence, through purity of intention, through resonance, without resistance. So ask yourself, what would it feel like to walk through today as if the shift has already happened? What if every step, every breath, every glance was a message to the quantum field? This is who I am now. Your job is not to control the unfolding. Your job is to embody the signal so clearly, so consistently, that reality begins to echo your truth. And when it does, it won't feel like magic. It'll feel natural. Because deep down, you'll know. You didn't force this into being. You remembered it. You matched it. You became it. So let's come back to where we began. Your reality shifts the moment you stop believing the lie that you are separate from what you desire, that your dreams live somewhere distant, waiting to be earned, that you must hustle, struggle, or fix yourself to be worthy of the life already whispering through your soul. But now you know the truth. You were never separate. You were only tuned out. The moment you choose coherence over chaos, the moment you choose stillness over striving, the moment you embody the frequency instead of chasing the outcome, that's when the field responds. That's when reality begins to bend, not from force, but from resonance. You are not here to beg the universe. You are here to remember that you are the universe, in form, choosing a frequency. The question is, which one will you commit to today? Let this be your quiet revolution, not a grand gesture, not a viral epiphany, but a daily devotion to your most radiant, aligned, unapologetic self. A version of you who no longer asks, when will it happen, but simply lives as if it already has. Because when you stop believing the lie, everything changes. Your posture changes. Your decisions shift. Your presence magnetizes. And the field, always listening, responds with absolute precision. So I invite you to anchor this truth now. You are already the frequency. If this message resonated with you, leave a comment below that says, I trust my frequency. Let it be your declaration, your alignment, your mirror. And if you're ready to continue walking this path of quantum embodiment and conscious creation, make sure to subscribe and join this community of awakened creators. Because this is just the beginning. The shift has already begun. And the most aligned version of you? They're already home.